Hello, it's Diane. I'm back working on the ledger journals. I'm working on the second book now. I'm going to use the first one as kind of a guide for what I want to do in here, but it's got to be different because the shapes are so different. This journal, by the way, will not be in my shop, just so you know. But this one and this one will be. So I had wanted to use the pages from the original journal, but they're just too fragile. So I've decided to, I cut scrapbook paper, coffee dyed scrapbook paper, the same size as the pages, and then I trimmed these a little shorter, a little smaller, and I'm just going to glue them on. That way you can still write on these pages, but you don't have to treat them quite so carefully. So I guess the best way is just to glue it. This side of the page was blank on both sides, and the other side was written on both sides. But I wanted to include some of the writing too. And make sure it goes right to the edge. I know the glue will squish over, but the edges will crumble if they're not glued down. (1915), 1914. This one's got some things X'd out. I'm gonna put this side facing. I think that's all she wrote for this glue. I won't have a lot of time for this session because I have to go somewhere, tell a story for the after school program at church. I think there's only 2 more weeks of school after this one. Now I can just add some of these. I'm wondering if I want to add a little card here, because you can write on everything. You can write on this, and then you can write on the card too. Add a little color there. Well, I do have to glue that thing down first. My brand new ATG gun. I used up the tape in the other one and tossed it. This one works much better. That one was pretty old. Okay. This glue from Stampin' Up! Takes a little bit longer to grab. Okay, and on the back, I can put something larger for writing on. Don't want to cover up all that really cool writing, but want something that you can write on. Looks like I'll have to cut some more black letters. I already have a 6. Let's make it a 9. I like to have odd numbers of things. It's more pleasing to the eye. It's finally not raining today. Okay. Gonna put a little label on this. These are vintage labels. I'd sure love to find more of those. brand new bottle of glue. My son-in-law installed the new shelves over my sewing machine. So as soon as I get a chance to really get things organized, I can do another room tour to show you all the new stuff that the new ways that I've organized. Not necessarily with new stuff, but I have rearranged some things since the last video room tour. I love this little stamp with the typewriter eraser. My mother used to use one of those. She was our church secretary. I learned to type by, she had a student book. I don't know where she got it, but it was a student textbook for typing. And I think she already knew how to type from school, but she had this book anyway. She had an electric typewriter, and I remember sitting at the kitchen table looking for my wet wipe, teaching myself how to type with her book. So when I got to typing in school, I already knew how. But I loved it. I loved typing. Bumping the camera, sorry. I want to put one of our homemade pockets here. There's one that I cut for the right size. Well, this will be sewn on. And then I'll put something inside. Over here, I don't know if I want to put something as big as a library pocket because there's a lot of room for writing on this. Maybe I'll just paper clip that there for now, and if I change my mind I can add something if I feel like it doesn't have enough pockets and stuff. I kind of wanted this to be out where you could see both parts of it, not tucked into a tag, into a pocket somewhere. Okay, I'm going to get a label for the top of the page. These are printables, probably Roxy Creations. I don't know if that would fit in there very easily, but once it's sewn on, I can try. And if it does, I can make another of these envelopes to stick in there. In the meantime, it can have one of these tags at least. So I have to sew that on, and then that page is done. Trying to keep some semblance of order here. Can you tell I'm having a lot of fun doing collages lately? These are stencils. It's a set of 4 stencils from Tim Holtz, or it's by Sizzix. I think it's Tim Holtz. That little diamond didn't cut very good, so I am not going to worry about it. It's not going to be a pocket, it's just going to be collaged on there. I can't believe how nice and smooth that thing works. Okay, so this is going to be fun. Because even with the precision tip, these are very narrow. I don't think I have to glue every single bit of it, but if I can nail down most of it, it should be good. I hope it sticks down well because I'm actually putting it down backwards, upside down or something. This is the top side right here, but I need it to go this way. I guess I could have put it that way. Sometimes I'm not too bright. Like last night, I worked all afternoon getting stuff listed in my shop, but I put it under draft and not publish when I was done, so that I could put the videos up and publish everything at the same time. So if people wanted multiples, they weren't like seeing something new and buying it and then they'd see something else they wanted. So I wanted to publish it all at once. So I was working really hard on getting all that stuff done. My daughter came and I was just finishing up. I had a few more listings to put in there of playing cards. So I got them all in there, and then I put the videos on YouTube and just, waited for the orders to come in. Nobody was ordering anything, and it was an hour later I realized I never published the listings. I said to my daughter, I'm an idiot. She said, you're not an idiot. I know I talk badly to myself all the time, and I know I shouldn't. So if you watched the video last night and went right to my shop and didn't see anything, that's why. right. What's next? I didn't tear that one, so I'm not going to tear this one. See what we have in here. Oh, I like this thing. I stamped this on the scored part of a file folder. A little color. Got some writing right there. I want to make sure it's right side up. Alrighty. Oh, gotta put this on here. I don't think I had any plain coffee dyed papers in this book. I don't. I might do a little stamping on these. This is a printable, and this is one that I made with a scrap of coffee dyed paper and a stamp. I think I left my stapler downstairs. Maybe I'll sew that on. I'll clip it on with a paper clip for now. Looking for scraps of seam binding. More than enough. So I'll sew my little color here. I'm going to sew that on there. Let's look for one of these pockets that we made. I already did one, didn't I? Front or on the back? On the back. So I will do one right here. It's pretty short though for such a tall page. I could put this library pocket on here. It was a printable, and it would be a nice contrast to all this dark. There's a grid on this paper so I can line it up and make sure it's straight. Make sure that'll fit in there. Yep. I'll use my wet glue for this because I can move it into position better. going to see if I want to put anything up here. Yeah, what's in here? There's a little paper. It says today, 9 a.m. appointment, 12 a.m. lunch, 3 p.m. meeting. Tomorrow, or the same there. So that's good in a ledger book. Okay, I just realized when I folded this paper here, I must have baked it a little too long when I coffee dyed it because it cracked. So I need to reinforce that. Just going to cut it 1 inch wide. Put some of this tape down both edges. And then lay it on the spine, or the fold. Ah. That little corner didn't get any tape on it. And then refold it. I think that's going to be it for right now. I've got to get myself to the post office and then to my obligation. So I'll be back at it again tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.